Thank you for facilitators for organizing such important event. And I have been informed that I have only 15 minutes, and within this time period, I will try to deliver my speech on the role of the middle class in the shaping of the social market economy in the case of Azerbaijan. First of all, content of my presentation, classification of the market economy, global view is in favor of social market. Azerbaijan subscribes to a social market economy, and the last one, diamond-shaped society in Azerbaijan. Our distinguished speaker, Mr. Shafir, gave very fruitful descriptive information about historical background and theoretical point of view, and I would like just to add a little bit in this regard. As mentioned, social market economy comes from the Freiburg school, and social market economy puts the human being in the center of its attention, and sets from there, from the individuals, from their needs and motivations. Of course, there is a clear distinction from socialist approach, which claims the collective on the center and centers on the collective, and claims the right to direct and to intervene rather than adhere economic order. As Mr. Shafir mentioned, to some extent, of course, social market economy traces back to religion, and to some extent it's consistent with the Christian concept of man. For example, Pope Leo XIII mentioned that social market economy is somehow a combination of social justice and freedom as a basic right. His idea was to establish solid ground for economic order and withstand the tensions between social justice and freedom. In its turn, the welfare function of Muslim state was mentioned by our Prophet when he stated, the ruler who is responsible for the affairs of Muslims and doesn't try sincerely to ensure well-being will not enter to the paradise with them. To this end, social market economy is close to Azerbaijan as much as Germany. And the recent amendments to our constitution ensures our transformation to social market economy. And social market economy coincides the heritage of virtues and values in our society. It's a little bit about theoretical point of view. Now I would like to provide evaluation of international view which favors of social market economy. First of all, the main difference between Washington consensus and social market economy lays not so much in the choice of successful policies and development instruments, rather than the assessment of their interactions with the social development goals. Both camps, Washington consensus and social market economists, argue that competition, private sector participation, the control of inflation, fiscal austerity are main force behind economic development. But there is a substantial disagreement in regard with to what extent such kind of benefits also promote social cohesion and social stability. In its turn, the Seoul Development Consensus is a set of guidelines and principles that ensures and that assist to G20 countries to boost less developed countries' economies and to support them to achieve UN's Millennium Development Goals. In contrast, the Washington Consensus, Seoul Development Consensus implies a larger role of state. Rather than to impose a uniform top-down solutions, it postulates that solutions should be tailored to the requirements of each individual nations, with countries, developing countries, taking the lead to compile package of social reforms under which all economic policies and reforms take place. To this end, I would like to say that international view favors towards a social market economy. In other words, pendulum swings towards social market economy. The next slide is about social expenditure and social market. As you see in this slide, social and investment orientation of the state budget of Azerbaijan coincides the government's strategy and priorities for development. And within the last 10 years, the expenditures from state budget on, for example, education grew 5.6 times, and on health 10.3 times. Now I would like to speak about the subscription to social market economy. Azerbaijan continues to face successfully three challenges that some other countries were fortunate to avoid by subscribing social market economy. First of all, enforcing private sector competition, then export orientation, then strengthening middle class. Enforcing private sector competition will lead us widening non-oil tax base and modernization. Modernization is a priority of our government because the competitiveness of Azerbaijani economy could be resulted from the inimitability, rarity, and non-tradability of intangible resources. To this end, karaoke capitalism pushes us forward to create new ones, originals, rather than cover versions. That's why innovative-led development and modernization is very important for competition, for competitiveness, and for sustainable economic development. The second one, the second challenge is export orientation. And even the success stories of East Asian tigers proves that export orientation is very important in terms of long-term economic development. And the success stories of high-performing Asian countries which experienced export development and high GDP growth over many decades has prompted many viewers, many researchers to view export orientation, outward orientation as a new engine of economic development. And that's why Azerbaijani government tries to diversify its export in the level of vertical and horizontal directions. And the last one is strengthening middle class. Of course, equal economic opportunities and better redistribution system mechanism will lead us to the strengthening of middle class, dismantling of income imbalances, and somehow vertical mobility within the society. The next slide is about prerequisition for a social market economy. The social market economy, the principles of social market economy can be implemented if we create economic and institutional preconditions for functioning of social market economy. Being a societal line of approach, social market economy has positive impact on shaping of state, development of transparency standards, and good governance. And an economic model in accordance with social market economy needs a legal framework and legal security. And this has to be provided by the state. Results in an efficient, well-functioning administrative body, a government which is able to fulfill its duties. On the other hand, social market economy needs a high-performing and responsible citizens pursuing their economical targets independently. And this is the reason why the social market economy tries to further entrepreneurial spirit and sound middle class, two cornerstones of sustainable economic development. And as you see here in our table, I compared the prerequisites for social market economy and equivalent indicators of Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan created all needed prerequisites for a functioning of social market economy, even according to a very reliable international source like the Global Competitiveness Report, Doing Business, Economic Freedom Index, etc. A little bit about diamond society in Azerbaijan. There is a positive correlation between rising economic growth and scaling up middle class in Azerbaijan. Booming middle class creates increase the number of individuals that fuels our non-oil development. This is very important, and a diamond-shaped society is what most nations aiming for, and some countries has achieved. As you see here, small upper class, then big middle class, and then small poor class, which ensures stability and equality in our society. Intuitively, each country is projected to follow its historical redistributive trend, which could be regressive, progressive, and neutral. In general, but not always, countries with a regressive redistribution trend experience the size of middle class reduced, while those countries with progressive redistribution trends experience widening middle class. And that's why, in general, more progressive redistribution scenarios will yield to a higher middle class. However, this is not case. This is not always the case. For example, for poor countries, progressive redistribution redistribution mechanism implies a reduction of the middle class in favor of those who earn and spend less than poverty line. Azerbaijan, and this is we call global middle class paradox. Azerbaijan bypassed this middle class paradox in the first stage of its independence, and we are increasing the size of middle class, and due to the subdued dynamics of poverty here in Azerbaijan. And the rate of poverty decreased from 49% in 2001 to 6% in 2012. And that's why we have very diamond-shaped society in Azerbaijan. A little bit about possible interactions between trends, growth and equity, and there is a virtuous circle between economic growth and equity. If you have better system of redistribution or distribution, you will enforce your economic development, and your economic development will lead to better redistribution or distribution system. At the end, I would like to say that for President, the share of middle class decreased in developed countries, even with social market economy, even in Germany. While in Azerbaijan, we are experiencing the widening share of middle class. Thank you for your attention.